Allan Aguirre with your Incorruptible 2-minute warning for the week of December 20. I don't even know where we are. 26. We are in Chameleon, Corinthian, or Caricature week 10, I believe. No, we should be in week 11. Man, how come I don't have this stuff right? Huh? What's wrong with me? What am I doing wrong? What have I done? I know we're in week 11. Yes, I'm just changing some information here. Week 11. Done. Okay. 2-minute warning. Chameleon, Corinthian, or Caricature, week 11, week of December 26th. It's Monday.
It's Monday.
No, it's not. It's Tuesday. Oh my gosh. Isn't that amazing? How I am so discombobulated. I swore all day yesterday I thought it was Sunday. So I was like surprised that I had to do a Chameleon church this morning. It's Tuesday. We are in 1 Corinthians chapter 9. Okay, very important to understand. This conversation that Paul is having with us begins in chapter 8, known as food offered unto idols. He's teaching his Gentile church in Corinth about food offered unto idols. Is it a thing? Is it a problem? Is it, what's going on? Hold on, I'm putting something up. What's going on with this? Is this something we have to worry about? Blah, blah, blah. He starts off by saying, hey, idols aren't even real. So what's the deal? But some of you are actually going to think idols are real. And so he's proceeding. That's my alarm to tell me to do this. So he's proceeding to explain and teach on this. And I told you from the very beginning, this chapter 8 is the conversation on whether you can eat food offered unto idols or not is a 2.5 chapter conversation. So your Christian one-verse theology isn't going to work here. One, it doesn't work for you anywhere. Stop it. This is a 2.5 chapter conversation about whether you can or should, whether it's lawful, whether it's legal, whether it's permissible, whether you're allowed to eat food offered unto idols as a born-again Gentile Christian. But wait, Alan, that sounds like the law. No kidding, Sherlock. Where have you been? Oh, but Jesus did away with the law. You know what? No. You need to figure all that stuff out. So that leads me to the next thing. We're in chapter 9, and Paul is literally going to teach you yet again, clearly without any opportunity for you as a Gentile Christian to say, Paul didn't teach the law. Paul doesn't teach the law. Paul didn't teach the law. We're not under the law. Jesus did away with it. You can keep believing that doctrine of demons, but I'm going to show you yet again how Paul is going to clearly teach this Gentile church from the law of Moses and how to apply the law of Moses now that they're saved. Not that the law saves them, but you keep the law, you observe the law, you obey God's covenant commandments, the Torah, because you are saved. And then to make matters worse, 12 verses of chapter 10 is literally basically telling you, hey, don't be dumb. Don't be a dumbass. And you better know, not only do you have to know, but you better understand what happened to Israel in the desert and why God killed them in the desert and how that was written down as a warning to you, the New Testament Gentile church, not to do what Israel did, who he calls forefathers. I'm telling you, you have to be a willingly complicit, ignorant, foolish man to want to believe that Jesus did away with himself, the Torah, God's commandments. And yet, that's what Christianity's been schlepping for 1,800 plus years. Sorry, I didn't know I was going to go into all that. I don't need your help. I can trigger myself. Chapter 9, 1 Corinthians. Paul surrenders his rights. Verse 1, am I not free? Am I not an apostle? Have I not seen Jesus our Lord, our Messiah, Adonai, our Messiah? Are not you my workmanship in the Lord? Aren't you my church? I'm the apostle. I'm your leader. You're my church. You're my workmanship. If to others I am not an apostle, at least I am to you. For you are the seal of my apostleship in the Lord. And these guys are a cock-a-doodle fest show happening. And he knows that. This is my defense to those who would examine me. If you would question my apostleship, here's my defense. Verse 4, do we not have the right to eat and drink? Do we, as apostles, not have the right to take along a believing wife? In the Greek, a sister as a wife? As do the other apostles and the brothers of the Lord and Cephas? Peter, right? Because Peter was married. Or is it only Barnabas and I who have no right to refrain from working for a living? Verse 7, who serves as a soldier at his own expense? Who plants a vineyard without eating any of its fruit? Or who tends a flock without getting some of the milk? Do I say these things on human authority? Does not the law say the same? Wait, if Jesus did away with the law, and we're talking, this is like 30 years later, why would then Paul, the apostle to the Gentiles, who everyone believes didn't teach the law even back then, why would he then use the law as a frame of authority and reference to a Gentile church? Well, sunshine, because Jesus didn't do away with the law, because the law is a standing covenant until heaven and earth pass away. Or do you not believe the red letters words of Jesus? I don't think you do.
The views and opinions expressed during our broadcasts are solely those of the broadcast producers, hosts, and/or guests, etc., and are not necessarily the views or opinions of the Travelog Network, its sponsors, or affiliates.